You ever sit in a group and feel invisible? People talking, laughing, connecting, and you're just there. You nod, maybe throw in a few words, but deep down, you're not part of it. You're on the outside, watching, pretending, shrinking, and then it hits you. Why do I always feel like a shadow when I'm with others? Maybe it's fear. Maybe it's that voice in your head whispering, "Don't say that, you'll sound dumb." Maybe it's years of feeling like what you say doesn't matter. And so you stay quiet, you smile, you blend in, but inside, it eats you alive. You see other guys leading conversations, cracking jokes, commanding attention like it's nothing. And you wonder, how the hell do they do that? You tell yourself, I'm just introverted. But let's be honest, it's not about being quiet. It's about being afraid to be seen. Because the moment you speak, you risk judgment. So instead of standing out, you disappear on purpose. But what if I told you that confidence in group conversations isn't about being the loudest or being the funniest? It's about one thing. And if you get this right, everything shifts. Let's talk about it.
The reason you don't stand out in conversations isn't because you're boring. It's because you've convinced yourself that your voice doesn't carry weight. And that belief, it shows in your posture, in your hesitation, in how you wait for the right moment to speak. And by the time you gather the courage, the topic's already gone. Confidence isn't about talking more. It's about believing that when you do talk, it matters. Let me tell you about a guy I knew. Let's call him Leon. Quiet dude, smart, always in the background. But every time he spoke, people stopped and listened. Why? Because when he spoke, it came from conviction, not insecurity. He didn't try to be impressive. He just said what he thought clearly. And when people interrupted or laughed, he didn't shrink. He held his space. That's what most men miss. They think respect comes from volume, but it actually comes from presence, from being grounded in who you are, even if you only say one sentence. So let me ask you this. Why do you doubt your voice before it even leaves your mouth? Who taught you to be afraid of being heard? Maybe it was a father who never listened. Maybe it was a classroom where you were laughed at. Maybe it was a moment where you felt small and never fully came back from it. But you're not that scared boy anymore. You're a man now. And if you don't reclaim your voice, someone else will always speak over it. Being confident in group conversations isn't about dominating the room. It's about showing up like you belong there, even if your hands shake, even if your voice cracks. Because real confidence isn't loud, it's solid.
So, how do you actually start standing out in conversations? Not by performing, not by trying to be someone you're not. You start by owning your presence. Next time you're in a group, don't rush to speak. Don't overthink what to say. Just be present. Make eye contact. Breathe. And when something hits you, say it. Say it like it matters. Say it like you matter. Because you do. And here's the move. Choose one group conversation this week. Don't try to be impressive. Instead, commit to saying one thing you actually believe, without apology, without looking for approval. Just one solid thought that represents you. Maybe it's a question. Maybe it's a disagreement. Maybe it's a story that's been stuck in your chest. Say it with clarity. Then sit back and let the room respond. Some people will listen, some won't. That's not the point. The point is you showed up as you, not as a filtered, safe version. Confidence doesn't come from being accepted. It comes from being real, even when it's uncomfortable. So stop waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect version of yourself to speak. That version doesn't exist. Start where you are. Speak like your voice has value, because it does. And remember this, a man who hides in silence becomes a stranger to himself. Don't disappear in the background anymore. Stand firm, be heard, and let the world adjust to your presence, not the other way around.